Hello everybody and welcome back to the FMScout YouTube channel with me, Keepers, and guys, today I'm going to be doing a video on why you should manage Celtic in Football Manager 2017. Now, all of us at FMScout are going to be doing this type of video. You may have saw Dave's video where he went through why you should be managing Wolves in Football Manager 2017, and obviously I'm going to be doing Celtic today because that is the team I support. Now going on, you can see the managing director is indeed Peter Lawwell, who it is in real life. You've got the assistant manager of Chris Davies. You get 19k a week for some reason. It's probably not something you want. You want less wage budget to add to the club, but you would skip those meetings. You can do them yourself. In terms of the transfer update, a lot of players out on loan and one player in on loan. Michael Duffy out on loan. It is a player with a tiny bit of potential, but not very much. Scott Allen is a player who he could come in and he could play in the Ladbrokes Premiership. He would be a star central midfielder. Any player that's like 3-star accountability, he would be a star in the Premier League. Paul McMillan, again, decent potential, but he never usually amounts to very much. Thear Keller, again, not very good. A lot of these players are just young players with not very good potential. Joe Thomas has got one of the better potentials, but again, whenever I do a Celtic save, he doesn't really amount to very much. Aidan Nesbitt, again, got decent potential, but not amazing. Sadie Yanko actually turns out fairly decent if you do use him, but he's on loan at Barnsley. And then you have the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Roberts, in on loan from Manchester City. And if it's Football Manager 2017, he would then go back to Man City at the end of the season, whereas if you did it in 2016, then he would go back after 2 years. But, so that is the transfer update. In terms of injuries, there is absolutely no injuries at the moment. Who knows if there will be an injury by the time Football Manager 2017 is out. We're going on to the squad. You can see here, I've got it set up so you can see the ability and things like that. But going on to the goalkeepers, you have a choice of 4. All 4 you probably might not want to use. You can probably use Craig Gordon for a season, but then he starts to drop off as he is 32. So you should really look for another goalkeeper after that. You get Doris de Vries as a kind of backup goalkeeper, and you have Logan Bailey, who's also a backup goalkeeper, and you have Leo Fassan, he just sits there. He's got decent potential ability, but again, another player that doesn't really amount to much. Your right back Mikael Lustig would genuinely do you for about 2 to 3 seasons. I usually use him for about 3 seasons before I sign a new one, but very, very well rounded in physicals, mentals and technical. Not only can he defend, but he can also cross a ball and he'll get you loads of assists. Efe Ambrose, really he would do a job in the Premiership, but a lot of Celtic fans just do not like Efe Ambrose. He's incredibly error prone, although it does not say it in Football Manager, but in real life he is very much error prone. I can see him getting a massive decrease in the new Football Manager, so you'd probably want to sell him on or just use him as a backup. Kolo Toure, again, I don't see his stats changing very much in the new Football Manager, but you never know. Players who play for Celtic don't usually get decent stats, but Kolo Toure, very well established centre half who's played for a whole host of top England clubs, Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool. Join Celtic, again, 3.5-star accountability. You could use him for your first season, but then after that he'll probably begin to drop off. Jozo Simunovic, another player who I really do not know what's going to happen to him in Football Manager 2017, because we signed him when FM16 first came out and he's been injured ever since, but he's always been talked about to be a high potential player. So he does have a potential of 3.5 stars right now. I don't know if that will increase, I don't know if that will decrease, who knows, but he will do a good job for you. Eric Savichenko should be your starting centre half. He used to be incredibly good in FM 14 and 15, and he still is good right now. Look, 15 tackling, 15 marking, 15 heading, very good physically, and his mentals are all very well there too. So he'll do you for a long time. In fact, he is only 23. Dedrick Boyata, again, more of a backup centre half who you should really sell on to free up that wage budget. Christian Gamboa, 3 stars, again a nice backup or rotation with Mikael Lustig, one of the fastest right backs in this game at the moment. Can also defend. His crossing could be a lot better, but it isn't, but very good rotation. Emilio Izagiri, again, I would say you'd use him as your starting left back, but if you are a Celtic fan, you will know what left back you will be starting. So Izagiri would turn out to be maybe a backup, but I do expect him to have a massive decrease in the new Football Manager, as he hasn't played for nearly a year now. He's just been kind of in and out. Where is he? Where is he? Is he really sitting in the under-20s? Is he really? He is. He should be in the senior squad, and so should Eyre. But into the senior squad, you will have, where is he? Kieran Tierney. He has the biggest potential in all of the Celtic squad, maybe next to Moussa Dembele, but I fully 120 billion% expect him to get a massive increase in the new Football Manager. If not, then that is absolutely shocking, because he has been, for someone who's 18 years old, he has been Celtic's best player for the past just under a year. He started playing in January last year in the Europa League. Oh well, actually around about December time, and since then he's given 100% every single game. Let's fix this again. So after Izagiri, you will be playing Kieran Tierney first. You should be, because he does turn out magnificently. There we go. Moving on to Scott Brown, again another player whose mentals are just through the roof. He is 30 years old, but I guarantee you he will do you for, I'd say, 2 seasons before he then begins to drop off. Nir Beaton, another player who, again, he does have potential, but he's kind of reached it at the moment, but his stats will continue to increase. I've seen his passing go all the way up to 18, his first touch and everything will still increase. A fantastic passer of the ball. Everyone loves this guy. If you've played Football Manager and you've played it for a long time, you will know of Christopher Eyre, one of the highest potential players in the game he can play defensive mid, centre mid and attacking mid. Celtic got him on a free from Start, or Lillestrøm, Start in fact, and he does have a very high potential. So you could end up playing him in your first season too, but he will do you for years upon years upon years, because he is only 17 years old. Let's try and get rid of the unavailable players, and let's go for that. So moving on from Eyre, you've got Patrick Roberts, who I've already spoken about. Will go away at the end of the season. You could possibly buy him if you do have enough money. Scott Sinclair, again, will do on the left wing, as we don't really have many other left wingers in the squad. So again, very, very quick. We'll bomb down that wing for you and get a cross in. But his dribbling and finishing is very good there as well, so he will get you a couple of goals too. Ryan Christie, another player with lots of potential. Very well-rounded Scottish attacking mid. We got him from Inverness Cali Thistle for 500k, an absolute bargain. Hopefully he has the same potential and current ability in the new Football Manager. We haven't played him at all this season. So, well, we have played him. He came on as a sub once and he scored. But hopefully he still has the same potential. Moving on, Stuart Armstrong. Again, a player who's already fairly established. Not sure what his stats will be like next year, because he's been in and out of the squad quite a bit. But very well-rounded player right there. James Forrest. Again, in the reign of Ronnie Deila, he wasn't good at all. He was absolutely rank rotten. I personally despised him, but Brendan Rodgers has brought him back to his best. Will he get a big increase? He should do, because he is in the form of his life at the moment, and if SI take that into account, or at least the scouts from Celtic take that into account, he should have a decent increase, and probably higher than a 2.5 star current ability, maybe 3. Gary Mackay-Steven, again, I expect him to drop off in the new Football Manager, as he's not played in a very long time. People say he's not cut out for life at Celtic. Who knows? I mean, he did have a decent start. You can see he's 13 games and 4 goals, but you have a winger in that Scott Sinclair. Callum McGregor as well, one player who you can either choose to keep or you can either choose to sell, because you do have a lot of centre mids, and Callum McGregor is usually one in which I try and ship off. Now there, Chief G, another striker, just straight out, sell him on. You will never ever use him. He's just not that good at all. And moving on to Chris Commons, another one who, in Football Manager, he's 3.5 star current ability, but in the new Football Manager, he probably won't be. He's not played in a very long time, and he does have high wages. He's 31 years old, should be 32 by the time the new game is out. Moving on to Tom Rogic, I really, fingers crossed, hope he gets a massive, not a massive increase, but a decently higher increase, because he, again, is in the form of his life at Celtic. Brendan Rodgers has brought out the best in him. Should have a lot higher current ability than 2.5 stars. I'd say maybe 3, possibly 3.5 with the form he's in at the moment. And potential, he's got bags of it. He's been linked with many clubs across Europe. Lee Griffiths as well. The one thing that I was always very annoyed at in Football Manager is Lee Griffiths' composure. He does not have 9 composure. Last season he scored over 40 goals for us. So again, his finishing is roughly where it should be, but I do hope he gets a massive increase. If you score 40 goals in a season and you do not get an increase, you have been cheated out. And going on, Moussa Dembele has a very high potential at Celtic. Again, I really hope he gets a big increase in the new Football Manager, because again, he's banging in goals for us. Really rivaling? Well, anyway, he's in contention of a first team place ahead of Griffiths because of the form he's in, and we got him on a free from Fulham. That's it. It was around about 500k. He was linked with. He actually nearly signed for Tottenham. Moving on from that, let's go on to Celtic and check a look at their facilities. So going on to the general, you can see here, you do have Champions League football. Talking about the league, you will walk the league every single year. This is the type of team that you would use at the start of Football Manager if you've never really played it before, or if you just want to ease into the new mechanics of the game. Because Celtic are a league and above a lot of the teams in the SPFL. Another good thing as well, Rangers are back into the league, so competition will be pretty good, as well as teams like Aberdeen and Hearts getting he's getting more and more competitive each year. You get a 60,000 capacity stadium, one of the biggest in the UK. Moving on to the facilities, superb training facilities, great youth facilities, average junior coaching and well established youth recruitment. You should probably begin to increase the youth recruitment and junior coaching, and you should be okay. Affiliates, you have Camlo, Rosario, Santos Laguna and Strathroy, not amazing in the world. Your staff, on the other hand, let's go on to the training here. Where is it? Here it is. Your coaches, they're fairly decent. You have a very good goalkeeping coach in Stevie Woods, decent with John Kennedy. Danny McGrain, one of the better defensive coaches in the game. This guy is actually very good in terms of fitness. Don't know how you say it. Bears of Holmstall was probably brought in by Ronnie Dyla. Ian Call, decent fitness but not amazing. Chris Davies as well. You should get Ian Driscoll into as a sports scientist. But other than that, there's not really much to go through. You do have European football every single year, well, considering you win the league, which you should do. But in terms of other youth players, there's not really very much. Calvin Miller, Owen O'Connell, Liam Henderson, not got much potential there. But again, you do have, the sky's your limit with Celtic really. The biggest challenge you should face is trying to win the Champions League or trying to excel in Europe. So this is going to be the end of this episode. If I have convinced you to go Celtic in any of your saves throughout the whole of Football Manager 17, then let me know in the comment section down below. I've been Keepers. Subscribe to my channel, my private channel, which is in the description too. Like the video, comment whatever you guys like to do. I'll see you all in the next video, and remember, finders keepers, losers weepers.